Hi everyone. This morning I had such a wonderful experience and I would just like to share it with you. I hope that it will encourage you and build you up as it did me. And I truly believe that the essence of this is an identity establisher. So, in the last 2 weeks, my husband and I were challenged to listen to each other and speak to each other in a new way. Friends of ours did this challenge that they sent to us, and they said that the challenge is to appreciate one another verbally, looking someone in the eyes, not breaking eye contact, and then saying, "What I appreciate about you is." And then the receiver, the person that listens, says, "I hear that you say what you appreciate about me is." And then they are only to repeat the words that have been said and nothing else, not to add anything to it, not to bring in their own ideas, thoughts, opinions, simply hearing what the other person is saying. And then yesterday I was speaking with my mother, and she said that the Lord is challenging her to really listen to Him. And so we had this whole discussion about listening. Now, they call it an appreciation. So before you start, you have to ask someone, "Do you have time for an appreciation?" And then the other person will say whether they do or not. And if they do, then you look them in the eyes and you tell them what you appreciate about them, and they listen. And then they just respond with what they hear, only that. So, with that background, this morning I was lying in bed and I was looking at the sun rising, the different colors of the sunrise. And in these last 2 weeks, I have an increased appreciation for creation. I don't know why, but the Lord has been showing me how beautiful His creation is. So I will be lying in bed thinking about how strong the Lord made the animals, the hippopotamus, for example, even though he only eats grass, as Job says. And I'll be thinking about an eagle and how big the wingspan of an eagle is, and that as it soars in the sky, how does it stay in the sky in the first place? And just the the magnificence of aerodynamics. And I'll be thinking of the ocean and the whales and how big they are, and the smallest seahorses, and the fact that the fathers are the one that almost bear the children. So I've been contemplating the wonder of creation and the magnificence of God in creation these last few weeks. And as I was looking at the sunrise, I heard the Lord say to me, "Do you have time for an appreciation?" And when I heard that, I was like, "Wow, Lord, yes, I do." I'm so, I'm so focused on wanting to exalt Him, but I never listen to Him as He wants to tell me how much He loves me, because my focus is on other things. And this morning, when I stopped to hear His heart, He said to me, "Do you have time for an appreciation?" So I said, "Yes, Lord, I do." And I closed my eyes and I was wondering, what will He say to me? What is there that He could appreciate about me? And He said to me, "You are my miracle." Now, yesterday we had a teaching about the gifts of the Holy Spirit, and one is working of miracles. And it was specifically said that miracles are the things that they are what happen when heaven invades earth. They are what happen when the unseen becomes seen. They are what happen when the spiritual realm becomes flesh and bone. That which is in heaven comes to earth, and we see a miracle. And so when the Lord said to me, "You are my miracle," I was so amazed. And I just experienced that this wonder that I have for the creation that He made, that wonder, that's how He sees me, because I am the pinnacle of creation. He made Adam and Eve to be the pinnacle, the human race to be the pinnacle of the creation. When I realized that, I had so much love in my heart, and I felt so loved, and I didn't want to add anything to it. I didn't want to give my opinion on it or say anything more. I could just say, Lord, I hear you say that I am your miracle, that I am the pinnacle of your creation. Today I want to tell you, you are God's gift to the world. And I know that sounds so vain, but it's just because you then think that you have something to do with it. God is the giver of the good gifts. Every perfect and good gift comes from God, from the Father of lights, from whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. That is what the word says. And this morning I want to tell you that God, who is such a good Father, the giver of good gifts, He has given you to this world. You are God's gift to the world. And that doesn't make us proud. It humbles us to realize that God created us and now looks at us with wonder and love. Wow. This has established my identity in my Creator to such an extent that I just feel so overwhelmed with the goodness of my Father. And I believe that as we rest in that, we can start manifesting those miracles. Just by breathing, just by being, just by living, we are God's miracle to the world. His gift. He's giving Himself through us to the world around us. May you be as encouraged and filled with so much joy just as I am this morning in that knowledge.